week on Worldwide Gaming, we're at PAX Australia. We've got an interview with the lead designer of Assassin's Creed Rogue, your chance to win a rocket tie and mouse, a look at the massive League of Legends booth, and an interview with the design director of Battlecry.
Hello and welcome to Worldwide Gaming. I'm your host Ryan. I'm here by myself at PAX Australia 2014. This is the second time there's been a PAX Australia, and this is the first time it's been in the Melbourne Convention Centre. As you can see behind me, it's quite a bit larger than it was last year. There's still all the talks that happen, but this is the expo floor. So there's a bunch of games here, most of which haven't been available to the Australian public to play before. So that's awesome for the PAX goers. Why don't we go check out what PAX has to offer? Alright, so I'm going to start in front of the Battlecry area. It's one of my most anticipated games for this convention. I haven't had a chance to play it at any other convention so far, so look forward to that later in the episode. Come through though, and I'll show you the rest of the booth. So immediately to our right, you can see the Nintendo booth. They actually have a presence here, which is really good. They're always pretty popular in Australia. They're showing a bunch of different stuff, including the new DS, Splatoon, which is the awesome kind of third-person, not really a shooter game on the Wii U, which is one of my favorite games that I played at E3 actually, which is kind of surprising, so it's good to see that they're showing it off here. To our left though is the Xbox booth. Now, the Xbox booth is filled with the ID at Xbox games, so you got things like Super Time Force, you got things like Love is in a Dangerous Space Time, you got Threes, which is that mobile game you might have played before. But they also have Sunset Overdrive, and they have the Master Chief Collection playable as well, which is actually quite fun, coming from not really liking the Halo games that much. But that's all we got for Xbox. If you come over here, now I'm not always a video gamer. I do like to play some board games and card games. Just to our left here, we have the Cards Against Humanity booth, and if you played Cards Against Humanity, you kind of know what it's about. It's a bit rude for some people, but I definitely suggest that you give it a go. You can see the guy on stilts there. They come all the way from America. They actually have an Australian edition pack that you can buy here. That's really cool to see. However, you can see behind me the hulking presence. You can see here the Ubisoft booth. Now, they're showing things like The Crew, Far Cry 4, more Just Dance, but we're here to see Assassin's Creed Rogue. So let's see my interview right now.
I reach the end of the trail. The air is still, and I am a hunter.
So I'm here at PAX Australia 2014 in my hometown. I'm here to talk about Assassin's Creed Rogue with Michael, the lead designer. How are you going, and how's your PAX experience been so far?
Oh, it's awesome. I used to live in Melbourne, so coming to Melbourne's like coming home, so I absolutely love this town.
All right, awesome. So we're here to talk about Assassin's Creed Rogue, and in my mind, it's kind of like the send-off for Assassin's Creed on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, that kind of generation. I'm not sure if that's correct, but can you tell us a little bit about Assassin's Creed Rogue in terms of just the general story and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Assassin's Creed Rogue is really the first time we're exploring the other side. We've always been an assassin in the previous titles, and people have been asking us really since Assassin's Creed 1, what's it like to be a Templar? So finally in Assassin's Creed Rogue, we're going to tell that story of what's it like to be a Templar. You're going to fight assassins for the first time, so you're going to fight guys who can air assassinate you, who can come from a haystack and actually try and stab you. And so you've got to use new Templar weapons and stuff to combat these assassins. And it's a really interesting twist, and we think our fans are going to absolutely love it.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about how being a Templar is different than being an assassin in terms of like the combat and stuff like that?
Sure. So, I mean, as I said, it's all about fighting assassins, and the way we do that is we've got new Templar weapons, and the weapons are all based around manipulation. The Templars are all about control, right? So, you've got a grenade launcher that can actually fire a berserk grenade, so you can Because you're a Templar, you don't have those moral restrictions as much as the previous game. So I can go ahead and fire a berserk grenade into a crowd of civilians in a city and create a mass riot. And you can imagine the distraction opportunities or the just the fun that you can have with doing things like that. You could berserk a dog, for example, get a dog to fight for you. So there's some pretty cool things about being a Templar, and as well on the naval, we've got some really fun new toys to play with. The buckle gun is like an auto-firing machine gun that you can use on the ship. Awesome. We've got burning oil you can drop on the back of the ship and set people on fire. So it's a lot of fun new toys to play with.
I want to get back to the ship combat and stuff like that, but can you just say how? So obviously, fighting as a Templar is different. What about just the kind of missions and stuff you do? Is that less about stealth and stuff like that, and more about just getting to your objective? Like how's the missions different for a Templar as well?
Sure. So the thing is, as a Templar, we want to give you the freedom, right? Yeah. So if you want to play stealthy, you can still do that. But you've also got a brand new arsenal of weapons like the grenade launcher, where you can fire a shrapnel grenade and blow a door open or blow a whole group of guards up at the same time. So really, it's about how you want to play the game. But the cool thing is, we've done some really neat twists as well. So, in previous Assassin's games, you could get an assassination contract by finding a pigeon, right? Yeah. And in Assassin's Creed Rogue, you can actually capture those pigeons, and you can actually intercept an assassination. So you can actually defend the target that was previously being assassinated. So it's a pretty cool little twist.
That's really awesome. Ship combat in Assassin's Creed of late has been one of my personal favorite, kind of modes or just things to do in the whole game. Can you tell us how, what you'll be doing on the ship? Is it, combat battles? Is it just, how does the ship work, and what's its role?
If you played Black Flag, it's gonna feel a bit like that in terms of, you've got a huge open world to explore. This time we're set in the North Atlantic, so you've got, a huge Arctic world to explore with icebergs and blizzards and these thick ice sheets that you can actually buy a ram and break through in order to access these long lost areas. It's about those new technologies like we talked about with the weapons, the buckle gun, machine gun, the burning oil. Yeah. You've got front carronades, so you can fire fiery cannonballs from the front. But one of the cool new things for me is that your Assassin's Creed Rogue is set during the 7 Years' War. So you've got two factions, the British and the French, going against each other. And you're allied with the British. So you can actually be in the open world, fighting a ship, and then you'll see a British brig come out of nowhere and ram into the side of your enemy and help you out, and you'll just be like, oh, that was awesome, I've got friends. So it's a little twist, and there's some other events like naval clashes where you can engage in these epic naval battles against the French, and so it's really about feeling like you're kind of a part of a greater force this time.
Awesome. Thank you very much for talking with us. Can you just say when Assassin's Creed Rogue will come out?
Absolutely. So if you're a fan on Xbox 360 and PS3, you can pick up Rogue here in Australia on November 13th. If you are a fan on PC, early 2015.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Once an assassin, now their pursuer. I must destroy those who I once called brother. The air is still, and I am a hunter.